Sadhu, sadhu. Namo Buddhaya, Thiruvan Saranai. Dear meritorious children, once again you have joined with another episode in Mirror of Dhamma program. Today we are going to learn about a special topic that is very important for our life. Now normally in the world, people doesn't like to talk about this topic. They have a fear about this thing in the life. Now this topic is, this thing that we have in our life is known as the death. Death is common law or common incident, common event that happens in all of our lives. So we cannot stop death. First of all, we need to understand that. Now, normally in the world, people are trying to do various researches and they do some scientific experiments to stop this death. But all of those efforts are in vain because there was no one in the history who could stop this death. Supreme Buddha taught us no one can stop the death. No one can escape from the death. So what we have to do is, children, we have to face it. It may be today, it may be someday. Surely we can say that we have to face the death. So when we are facing the death as the disciples of Supreme Buddha, we have to face the death in a different way than the other people are facing as the disciples of Supreme Buddha. So, Supreme Buddha taught us, contemplate on your death. Always remember that you are a dying person, a person who is subjected to death. So children, if you have thought about the death, recall about the death, and if you have got ready to face the death in a successful way, then you are a winner. Because most of the people, almost all the living beings are fear of death. They are afraid of death. When they are facing their death, when they know that their life is going to end, they cry. They suffer, they lament. They always try to hold on to this world and try to live more. They find very hard to let go all of the things that we have collected in our life. So what happens? When they are facing the death, they will cry, they will suffer, their mind will be not calm. So as the disciples of the Supreme Buddha taught us, contemplate on your death as a meditation. Supreme Buddha taught us a meditation called the death meditation. That means contemplating on our death. So today we are going to learn about the death meditation. How to do the death meditation. What we should think as the death meditation. So before learning that, children, let's pay homage to the Supreme Buddha. Let's go for refuge to the Triple Gems and let's observe 5 precepts. And after that, let's learn about the death meditation. Namo Buddhaya, Theruvan Saranai. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Children, before observing 5 precepts, let's pay homage to the Supreme Buddha and let's go for refuge to the Triple Gems. Say with me. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Buddhang saranang gacchami, Dhammang saranang gacchami, Sanghang saranang gacchami, Dutiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami, Dutiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami, Dutiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami, Tatiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami, Tatiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami, Tatiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. To observe the 5 precepts, say after me. I observe the precept of abstaining from killing beings. I observe the precept of abstaining from stealing. I observe the precept of abstaining from sexual misconduct. I observe the precept of abstaining from telling lies. I observe the precept of abstaining from taking intoxicating drinks and drugs. I follow these precepts for happiness in this life, to rebirth in heaven, and to realize the 4 noble truths in this Gautama Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Children, say with me. My homage to Supreme Buddha. Buddha is my refuge every day. My homage to the Supreme Dhamma. Dhamma is my refuge every day. My homage to the Supreme Sangha. Sangha is my refuge every day. My homage to the Supreme Triple Gem. Triple Gem is my refuge every day. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. First of all, let's pay homage to our Kalyana Mitra, Pinot Loku Swamin Wahanse, who gave us this wonderful gift of Supreme Buddha's Dhamma. sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo Buddhaya, Theruvan Saranai. Dear meritorious children, as I said before, today we are going to learn about the death meditation, which is called Marananusati meditation. The meaning of Marananusati meditation is recollecting or contemplating about the death of our life. Now children, when we talk about the death, it is a common and normal incident that happens in all of our lives, right? Not only ourselves, the people around us, and each and every living being who is living will face the death, surely. Supreme Buddha taught us, if you are born in some place, in any place, if someone is born in any place, he will surely find the death. So children, when someone is born, surely he will get the death as a result of being born, right? It may be not now, the death may not come now, but someday, surely we will die. So Supreme Buddha taught us, death is inevitable, right? We cannot stop it. We cannot escape from that. But normally, the people in the world, or normally in the Western world, people are trying to escape from this death. They do scientific experiments, they do researches, they try to find some medicines to escape from the death. But all of those efforts, all of those experiments, researches are going in vain, because no one can make the truth, the ultimate truth in this world, a lie. No one can defeat the truth. Only we can face the truth. In one way or another, we have to face this truth. What is that? Death. So Supreme Buddha taught us, always think about your death. Keep it in your mind that you are a person who is subjected to death. Normally we don't remember this. Normally people doesn't like to remember and talk about the death. Now, when we are living in our families, when we are with our parents, normally if we talk about the death, right? If we tell to our parents, like, Amma, Tata, we will die one day. If we said like that, our parents would not like to hear that, right? Normally people in the world, they doesn't like to talk and think and see the death. But children, though we didn't like to face the death, though we were afraid of the death, one day this death, this truth, this ultimate truth, reality will come to our life, right? So what we have to do is, we have to face it. Now children, all the people, all the living beings will face the death, but very few among us will face the death successfully, without being sad, without being afraid of the death. So Supreme Buddha taught us, if you have contemplated on your death, and if you have got ready to face your death and made up your mind to face the death happily, without being afraid of it, then you are facing your reality successfully. So that is why Supreme Buddha taught us to contemplate on your death. Supreme Buddha taught us this contemplation as a meditation. And that is called the Marananusati meditation. The meditation which we contemplate on our death. So today we are going to learn how to do this. So one day, Supreme Buddha taught to the monks how to do this Marananusati meditation. Supreme Buddha taught, when the night fall, right? When the day is over and night comes, we should think like this. Supreme Buddha taught, one should think when the night falls that many reasons, many causes are there for my death. Right? Supreme Buddha taught, many are the possible causes for my death. There are many reasons, children, for our death. There are few reasons for living. Now in these days, if you go out without a mask, you will infected with coronavirus, and some may be dead. Some may find the death. Right? So, death is around us always. It is chasing behind us unstoppably. Supreme Buddha taught, when the sun arises from the east and it goes directly to the west without stopping, right? It rises from the east and it goes to the west without stopping. Now sun never stops in the day. It goes directly to the western side. Same as that, when we are born, we are going unstoppably towards the death, right? Now we were born as small children, now we are growing up, you are growing up, right? Day by day, year by year, you are growing up, right? Normally people don't call, when we grow up in our young age, they don't call that we are aging, we are getting old. Normally they say that you are growing up, you are getting big. But the reality behind that getting big is you are growing old, you are getting old. So one day, you have to end this life. So you have to contemplate on that reality. Supreme Buddha taught us, there are many reasons for the death of our life. There are thousands and thousands of diseases, fatal diseases, that if we got infected with those diseases, we will find the death. Right? So there are many ways that people are dying, by car crashes, right? Accidents, by food poisoning, by suiciding. So there are so many ways and so many causes for the death. Supreme Buddha taught that you should think that there are many reasons and many causes for my death. Supreme Buddha taught, a snake might bite me. Sometimes people may die because of the snake bites. Or the animals, when the animals bite, the poisonous animals bite, they will die. Right? Then some may die because of the food poisoning. So when we eat our food, if that food does not digest properly, if that food was poisoned, we will be dead. Right? And sometimes our body conditions, the things that happens in our body will be changed and we will find the death. People may die out of cancers, right? People may die out of heart attacks. So there are thousands of reasons for the death. There are very few reasons for living, children. So Supreme Buddha taught us, my death can happen at any time in the day and in the night. When the night comes, you should think, this will be my final night that I am living. So it is very good to do when you are going to bed, children. Don't go just directly to the bed and just sleep. Just sit on the bed or lie down on the bed, lie on the bed and just think, this is my final day that I am living in this world, right? It may be happen. That is the reality. Though we didn't like to think about that, right? There are some people, they went to the bed by dreaming about their life to do the things that they like. But when they get up in the morning, they are in another world. They have gone to another world. They have faced the death. All the dreams, all the expectations are vanished, has been vanished. That is the reality. So, when you go to bed, when the night comes, always think, this night will be my final night that I am living in this world. Then you should think, have I collected merits for my life? Are there any evil practices or evil thoughts that exist in our mind, in my mind? If you find there are evil thoughts, there are bad thoughts, and there are some bad evil thoughts that arise in your mind, you should be clever and you should be mindful to overcome, or you should be mindful to stop all those evil deeds, right? In the night you should think like that. This will be my final night that I am living in this world. So Supreme Buddha taught that if that person, if someone find that there are evil deeds, evil thoughts in his mind, Supreme Buddha taught us that he should put forth an extra desire, extra effort, and extra diligence, endeavor, and undivided mindfulness and alertness for abandoning all those evil thoughts. Now normally, evil thoughts may appear inside our mind, right? That is the reality. When we are living, when we are doing the day-to-day works, there are evil thoughts, craving, lust, desire, hatred, ego. There are so many evil thoughts may pop up in our mind. So what we have to do? We have to think about the death. So if this is my final night in this world, I should abandon these evil thoughts. You should be clever and you should be diligent for that. You should have the diligence. Right? Supreme Buddha taught us, it is like this. Just as when a person whose head was on fire. Now imagine your hair caught fire. So what you are doing? Are you resting? Are you postponing to extinguish that fire and do some things? No, you give the priority to extinguish that fire. Right? You should have the diligence. You are putting an extra effort to extinguish that fire. So Supreme Buddha taught us, same as that your head was on fire, your hair was on fire, you should put the same effort, desire and diligence that you are putting to extinguish that fire, to abandon the evil thoughts from your mind. Because children, the death is invisible to all of us. We cannot say and we cannot imagine the time when it is coming. Right? So what we have to do, we should abandon the evil thoughts from our mind as soon as possible. So when you are going to the bed, just sit on the bed and think, this will be my final day. This will be my final night that I am sleeping as a human. So are there any evil thoughts? Are there any hatreds? Are there any anger in my mind? If there is anger in your mind, you should try to abandon that anger. If you are hating someone, if you have the hatred towards someone, then you should forgive them. You should spread the love and kindness to them. And you should abandon the hatred from your mind about them. If you have the lust, if you have the ego, right, then you should abandon those thoughts from your mind by contemplating on the death. Now, this does not say that you should be panic. That this does not say that you should be restless. Now, imagine if your head or if your hair caught fire. So, if you become panic, if you become restless, now normally the people, what does the people do is that they start running. So when your head is on fire, if you start running, the fire will be spread even more. So what you have to do, you have to be diligent, you have to put an extra effort, and you should be mindful. That is what Buddha teaches us. You should be mindful. And you should be alert on your fire. So if someone is mindful, then he will think, now my head is on fire, so I should do something to extinguish this. So he may roll on the floor, or he may cover his hair by a cloth. He may take a good decision. He is not panic. He will be not panic. So same like that. When you think about your death, you should not be panic. You should be mindful. And you should be alert, and you should be calm. You are only calm, then you can take a decision, right? So Supreme Buddha taught that in the night, think that my death will come in this night, so I should abandon these evil thoughts from my mind. So that is what we should do at night. So the night will go, night will pass, and the day will come. So what is the first thing that you do in the day is that you are getting out of your bed, get down from your bed. Before getting down from your bed, just sit on the bed and contemplate on your death. Now the day has come. This might be my final day as a human. In the day, I will be dead. I may be dead, right? Death might come in this day. So what I have to do? I have to abandon my evil thoughts from my mind. So you should always be alert and mindful about your mind, the thoughts that pop up in your mind, right? You should be alert on that. You should decide, are there any evil thoughts? Are there desire, craving, or lust, anger, hatred? When those thoughts pop up in your mind, then you should be mindful, alert, and calm, and you should try to abandon those thoughts. And you should always try to generate, and you should always try to generate the good thoughts, wholesome thoughts in your mind, like loving kindness, compassion, right? Contemplation on Supreme Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha. If you are full of those thoughts, then you are secure, children. So in the day, when you start the day, contemplate on your death. That will not make your day a bad one. That will make your day a good one, children. Because you always do the good things only. So the happiness may come by only doing the good things, by not doing the bad things, right? If you did a bad thing, if you did an evil thing, if you think an evil thought, what will happen? Surely the suffering will follow you. So what you have to do, always try to generate and give birth to good thoughts, wholesome thoughts in your mind by contemplating on your death. So that is what you have to do. So this contemplation is known as Marananusati, right? if you are remembering, if you are recalling on your death every time, then you are diligent in doing wholesome deeds. And you will put an extra effort, you will have an extra desire to do wholesome deeds. And you will be mindful and you will be alert. So children, make sure in your day you should contemplate on your death. Right? Go to the bed and think, if this is my final night that I am sleeping as a human, then I must abandon these evil thoughts from my mind. And when you go to bed, children, think about the death and recall the things that you have done as wholesome deeds. Now you have done many merits in your life. You have given dana, you have helped others, you have observed precepts, you have read Dhamma, you have learned Dhamma. So you can recall all the merits until you fall asleep. Right? Then your night will be very calm and serene one. So if you died in the night, in your sleep, then you will not be born in a bad destination, because your mind is on merit side. So children, when you are going to bed, it is very important to recall all the merits that you have done. And if you can spread love and kindness until you fall asleep, then it is much better. So when you go to bed, think about the death, contemplate on your death, and do the Marananusati meditation, and go to the bed. And when the day comes, you should do the same thing. Think about the death. Supreme Buddha taught us, always recall that I am a person who is subjected to death. I have not escaped from this death. If you think like that, you will always tend to do the wholesome things. So children, contemplate on your death and do the wholesome deeds, do merits, collect merits to your life. And if you did like that, then you will find the happiness, true happiness within yourself. So children, I wish you all, may all of you find the happiness from Supreme Buddha's teachings, and may all of you realize the Four Noble Truths in this Gautam Buddha's dispensation. Namo Buddhaya, Theruvan Saranai. Now children, we have come to the session of meditation. So today we are going to do a special meditation, and that is Marananusati meditation. We are going to contemplate on our death. So before getting started to the meditation, so sit in a relaxed position and make your body straight, make your shoulders relax, and make your mind relax, and gently close your eyes and listen to my voice. Children, today we are going to do Marananusati meditation. We are going to contemplate on our death. Listen to my voice very carefully. All living beings will face death. All gods, all humans, all beings who live in bad destinations will surely die one day. No one can escape from death. Everyone must face the death. In any moment, by any means, death may come to us. Beings may die in mother's womb, at the delivery, in the childhood, in youth, at the middle age, or in the old age. No one can predict their time of death. There's no specific age for the death. Poor people, wealthy people, well-educated people, non-educated people, people with immense power, and weak people, high caste people, low caste people, noble people, and people with low qualities, beautiful people, people with ugly faces, clever people, as well as stupid people are dying. There's no specific social status for death. Death may come to our life at night, in the evening, at afternoon, and in the morning. There is no specific time for death. Death may catch us at any time. There are many ways for the death. People die in road accidents, by fire, by food poisoning. People may die. People are dying by natural disasters, by stings of poisonous animals, by invisible forces, by diseases, by falling from heights, and so on. There are so many ways for the death to come to our life. There is no special moment for death. Even the noble personalities like Supreme Buddha, Arahants, passed away obeying to this ultimate truth of this world. Even if the noble people died, then there is no way that I can escape from the death. This day will turn into night by decreasing my lifespan and bringing me towards the death. No one can assure whether they will be able to exhale the breath that was inhaled. At any moment, I may face the death. Death is the legacy for all living beings. Therefore, I must be diligent in developing wholesome practices to my life. I must be diligent in collecting merits to my life. I must put forth an undivided mindfulness and alertness for abandoning evil thoughts from my mind. I must be diligent in doing merits. Death is a common phenomena for all living beings. So I must be diligent in doing merits. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Now children, we have come to the session of good deeds where we watch and share the merits that has done by the children all around the world. So let's watch the merits that has done by the children and let's be happy with them and let's share the merits that has done by the children. Namo Buddhaya, Theruvan Saranai.
Namo Buddhaya. You have now come to the Good Deeds session, where we read and watch the good deeds done by children all around the world. My name is Devanga, and today I'm here with Dinu Daham.
Namo Buddhaya. My name is Dinu Daham, and today we'll be watching the good deeds done by Kylie Upasika from England, Nalini Upasika, and Onara Upasika.
The first meritorious deed was done by Kylie Upasika and Kylie Upasika from England. They have sent a video showing them wrapping clothes and gifts for refugees from Afghanistan. Kyle and Kylie are helping people who have come from Afghanistan to the UK. Let's see their video.
Namo Buddhaya, Dhamma Sermon. So I'm an answer and my dear Dhamma friends. Today we're doing a timely offering because some refugees from Afghanistan came over to the UK and we're offering them some clothes, some pencil cases too. Just imagine they could have had a really good house, nice furniture, a good bed to sleep in, some good clothes. But now they're just like borrowing stuff from people now. And this all happened because of the war. See, my dear Dhamma friends, this is what happens. This is the impermanence nature, my dear Dhamma friends. So I advise you to do meritorious deeds. Dhamma Sermon, Namo Buddhaya.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Many merits to Kylie Upasika and Kylie Upasika for sending this video. Helping people and giving them gifts are such great meritorious deeds. People in Afghanistan are having so much trouble and we must help them and be grateful for what we have. We rejoice in your merit.
You can also create short 1 to 2 minute presentations about any Dhamma topic or any meritorious deed you have done. You can then send them to our email address, which will appear on the screen, and we can share it with the whole world and rejoice in your merit. The last meritorious deed was done by Nalini and Onara Upasika. They have sent the good deeds they have done. They did many different types of good deeds during their school vacation to earn many merits for their lives. Let's see what good deeds they did.
Namo Buddhaya. Here are the good deeds my sister and I did this summer. We watched the Mirror of Dhamma program every week and we learned a lot of Dhammapada stanzas. We chanted Parita every day. We learned more about the Lord Buddha's relics, Dhatu Parinirvana, and about the historic temples and stupas. Even when school starts, I'm not going to stop doing these good deeds. I share merits with Thoku Swami Mahansa, Mirror of Dhamma Swami Mahansa, and all the monks and nuns all around the world. I also share merit with the kids who practice the Dhamma. May you all realize the Four Noble Truths in this Gautama Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Theruvan Saranai, Namo Buddhaya.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Many merits to Nalini and Onara Upasika for sending the marvelous good deeds they did. All children should do the same and earn many merits for their lives. Even though school starts, children should continue to do meritorious actions daily. Many merits to Devanga Upasika for voiceovering and editing this marvelous video.
If you have any photos of any meritorious deeds you have done, you can send them to our email address, which will appear on the screen. We will rejoice in your good deeds and we can share them with the whole world.
Today we watch many good deeds done by children all around the world. May you also have the opportunity to do more good deeds and send your good deeds to our email address.
These meritorious deeds will help to propagate the Dhamma and help others to do meritorious deeds as well. We rejoice in your good deeds. The whole world rejoices in them too. May all of us have the opportunity to realize the Four Noble Truths in the Gautama Buddha's dispensation.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Teruvan Saranai. Namo Buddhaya. There are 8 worldly conditions that revolve around this world, and the world revolves around these 8 worldly conditions. We cannot travel back in time and fix our mistakes.
And because we are choosing to do these things, there will be consequences. Our Supreme Buddha taught us that consuming alcohol, drinks, and drugs, when engaged, repeatedly pursued, and frequently done, leads to rebirth in the hell world, animal world, and ghost world.
Namo Buddhaya. You have now come to the World News and Buddha's Great Message session, where we read news that happens around the world and what lessons we can learn from these news, according to the Supreme Buddha's teachings. My name is Tanuli, and today I'm here with Dima. Have you ever been accused of something you haven't done? Yes, I think we all have. No one likes being wrongly accused. This human life is a mixture of happiness and suffering. There are 8 worldly conditions that revolve around this world, and the world revolves around these 8 worldly conditions. What are they? Gain, loss, fame, disrepute, blame, praise, happiness, suffering, and pain. Let's see the news now. The mayor of Vancouver says he's upheld that police officers wrongfully detained and handcuffed a retired British Columbia Supreme Court justice out for a walk on Friday morning. A retired judge says he was walking around Stanley Park during his morning walk on Friday when 2 police vehicles pulled up nearby and about 5 officers approached him. They said that they got a complaint about someone fitting my description, and before I could say anything, they told me to put my hands behind my back and they shackled me with handcuffs, he told CBC News. He said he told the officers he was a retired judge and they released him from the handcuffs about after a minute. Vancouver police have apologized. If you get accused of something you haven't done, don't be upset, don't blame others, be patient. We should face these 8 worldly conditions with a confident mind. The secret to doing this is knowing and understanding things as they really are. Things that we experience around us are impermanent, like fruit hanging from a tree. If something is impermanent, it is subject to suffering. If something is suffering, it is not under our control. So, there is no reason of getting upset. Try to understand this true nature. Another thing we can learn from this story is that, in the end, the police have apologized. Likewise, if you wrongly accuse someone, the best thing to do is admit to your mistake and apologize. We cannot travel back in time and fix our mistakes. We are not perfect, but when we apologize, we are saying that we are sorry for the hurt we caused. After that, we can correct ourselves and make sure not to repeat the same mistake again in the future.
Namo Buddhaya. My name is Dhamma. As we go about our day-to-day lives, we are constantly making choices about what to do and what not to do, even if we don't realize we are really making these choices. And because we are choosing to do these things, there will be consequences, either in this life, our next life, or some future life. Some of these actions will determine where we are reborn, and some will determine the quality of life in a particular destination. Our Supreme Buddha taught us that consuming alcohol, drinks, and drugs, when engaged, repeatedly pursued, and frequently done, leads to rebirth in the hell world, animal world, and ghost world. The mildest consequence of consuming alcohol, drinks, and drugs is being reborn as a human. It leads to madness. Drug dealers were caught with cocaine with a street value of 500,000 euros after undertaking a police patrol car as they sped along a motorway hard shoulder. The two dealers used the hard shoulder to avoid queuing on the M6 near Junction 7 in the West Midlands, but they sped past a patrol car and drove away at 100 miles per hour when the police asked them to stop. Some people drinking alcohol have become a symbol of status in society and in their homes. They display their bottles of liquor on lighted shelves, showing them off like trophies. They may have a good intention to treat their guests to something special, but the Supreme Buddha understood that although people are drawn to the lowly pleasure of consuming alcohol, the suffering that comes from this is much more powerful and lasts a long time. So as we go about life, making choices about what to do and what not to do, we must always remember that the harmful actions we do can directly influence where we take rebirth after this life. And even if we're fortunate enough to take rebirth in the human world, we still may have not escaped the negative consequences. May we all reflect wisely on our actions and make good choices that benefit us in this life and benefit us in our next life, and lead us to experiencing the supreme bliss of Nibbana in this Gautama Buddha's dispensation. We'll see you all next week. Theruvan Saranai. Namo Buddhaya.
Now children, we have come to the final session of our Mirror of Dhamma program. So it is time to share merits. So today we collected lots of merits to our life. We paid homage to the Supreme Buddha, we went for refuge to the Triple Gems, and we learned about the good qualities of good friends and noble friends, and we did meditation, we chanted Parita, so on. We collected many merits to our life. First of all, let's share these merits with the gods who protect this Gautama Buddha's dispensation. May all the gods rejoice in this merit. May they be well and happy. May they live long. And may they protect all the children who join to Mirror of Dhamma program today. And may all the gods realize Four Noble Truths in this Gautama Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. And let's share all the merits with all the departed relatives of all of us. May all the departed relatives rejoice in this merit, and may they escape from this samsara as soon as possible. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. And also children, let's share all the merits that we collected today with our Pinmat Loku Swamin Wahanse, the noble friend, the Kalyana Mitra of all of us. May our Loku Swamin Wahanse rejoice in this merit, and may he be well and happy, may he live long, and may he live a happy life, and may he realize Four Noble Truths in this Gautama Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. May all of our parents rejoice in this merit, and may they be well and happy, may they live long, may they live a happy life, and may all of their good hopes become true. And may our parents rejoice in this merit, and may they realize Four Noble Truths in this Gautama Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. And let's share all the merits with the monks and the nuns of Mahamevnawa monasteries and the monks and the nuns all around the world. May Mahasangha rejoice in this merit, and may they be well and happy, may they live long, may they live a happy life, and may they realize Four Noble Truths in this Gautama Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. And finally, let's share all the merits with all children who watch this Mirror of Dhamma Kids program. May all of you rejoice in this merit, and may you be well and happy, may you live long, May you live a happy life. May all of your good hopes become true, and may your education become successful, and may all of you realize 4 noble truths in this Gautam Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Now children, we have come to the end of our Mirror of Dhamma Kids program. So hope you enjoy this program. Let's meet in the next week with another interesting and important teaching of our great teacher, Supreme Buddha. Namo Buddhaya, Theruvan Saranai.